Ing. He's so good at teaching. I love math.
What?
Hey guys, let's go over 4.30. How can I meet these standards? What are standards for mathematical content? You can use structure of an expression to identify ways to write it. Standards for mathematical practice. How can I use these? You can reason abstracting quantitatively, attend to precision, look for and make use of structure. Okay, what are our learning goals? You can simplify expressions involving radicals and rational exponents. Remember, exponents were that stuff that was, up there, usually with the variable x. The only difference now is with rational, it's going to be a fraction. Okay, so simplify expressions in exponential or radical form. Hey math lovers, let's go over intro video for 3.14C. So this is C0 intro video, and to the fourth is like 4y's, right? And it's a scary neighborhood because you need an index of 4. You need 4 identicals to come on out. So there they are. When they come out, they're so scared that when they come out, it's just 1y. And there's no one left inside the house. Okay, so you kind of need 4 identical ones in order to come out. You guys are gonna face something like this. Let's put it over here. So when you have a index or a root and the end value there, your answer is gonna be just whatever's inside there. So I guess I should just put an X in there. Your answer is just going to be an X when n is odd. Okay, so that number, the letter up here, let's see if we can highlight it. That is going to be odd. It's just going to have an X. Okay, so I'm putting kind of like red for kind of like red light. Don't do the second part, but this next part, so let's just number this. This is one idea, and this is the second idea. Now I'm kind of using green. You're gonna put the absolute value for x when n is even. Let's highlight that. So when this value right there is an even number, like there's no number, so we get 2 or 4, then you have to use the absolute value signs. Okay, and there's a phrase here that can help us. EVO. What does EVO stand for? When you have even roots, or another way of saying that is even index. That's what we kind of highlighted over here in the ends, okay? V stands for when it's variables. V for variables. And then the O represents when you go on the outside of the radical sign and it is an odd power. Okay, so again, EVO stands for even roots or index, V for variables, and O represents outside and an odd power. Okay, let's go ahead and try this example down here in orange. Example number 1. I want the cube or root of 27. Now let's think about this. Can I apply this EVO statement to it? Well, no, you can't, because number one, this is not an even root or index, part of the E for evo. And also for the V, it's not a variable, not variable, not even. So this was kind of like a trick question to make sure doesn't apply. Evo doesn't apply here, but you can still actually simplify the problem. This would be what we learned is 27 is 3 to the third power, and if you make this a rational, you have 3 to the third power divided by the index. This would just give you 3 to the 1 power, or just 3 is your answer. Okay, so again, example number 1, you can't apply evo because the root or the index is an odd and we're looking for evens. Okay, let's try example number 2. Okay, what's the index? Go ahead and put your finger on it. The index is actually a 2, so that is part of the evo. Okay, that's the E part. Okay, now let's just simplify this. And again, how do I make 8 here if I break it down into something else, I can do 4 times 2. And you can do to the third power times x, and then y fourth, you can do y squared and y squared. Okay, so the square root of 4 is 2. And let me show that to you in a different way. This would just be 2 to second power divided by the index, because 2 divided by 2 is 1, so or 2 to the first power. Now that also tells us that this 2 here stays on the inside, it can't come out. Okay, same thing here with this x squared. This x squared is going to be x squared divided by the index, and that gives us a 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now pay attention, x to the first power, it's a variable, and we're going on the outside, and it is an odd power. X to the first is odd, so that x is actually going to go inside an absolute value sign here. Okay, this x has to stay inside, so we'll just put these over here. And then if you do y to the second power, kind of do this twice. Okay, now essentially what you get here is y to the first and y to the first, and y to the first times y to the first is y to the second. That's an even. Essentially what it is also, you can think of it as y to the 4 divided by 2. And it's not an odd power going outside, so it's not the O here. Okay, so this crazy thing would be your answer for example number 2. Let's try one more example. Press pause and see if you can do it, and then I'll do it alongside with you. Alright, let's go ahead and break these up into our factors. So something to the 4th power, I would need something like 16 times 3. I have this x squared, and this one could be y to the 4th times y. So I'm breaking them into factors to see if I can break it down a little bit more. So 16 would be 2 to the 4th power times 3 times x squared y to the 4th times y. Okay, can I come out? Yes, because it's 2 to the 4th power divided by the index. Okay, that one can come out. Okay, so that's what I wrote down there. Now this 3 stays in there. Same thing with the x squared. The y to the 4th power, Okay, let's go through our acronym, EVO. Is that an even number? Yes. Y to the 4th power, is it even? Is it a variable? Yes, it is a letter. Okay, let's see what our product is going out. So again, I'm going to divide it by 4. And that matches, because on the outside, this would be to the 1st power. So that's the problem we're doing right now. So this would give us a 2, and then our absolute value signs, what's going in there, y to the 1st. Why? Because it applies our EVO. This was an even, it's a variable, and when it comes out, it is a odd, okay? And then this one here, y, this y cannot come out, so it's still inside the radical. So let's see what's still inside our radical. 3x squared to the y power. And this crazy thing is our answer. So when we're simplifying radicals, sometimes we have to apply this EVO.
It's lonely at the top. All of my enemies have been defeated. This math has been sitting in my head for too long. It's starting to give me these lesions. Follow the formula gives reasons. Stay solving and uncovering all of the reasons. Multiplication, division, subtraction, and then we got fractions and algebra. Got the angles, I'm busting, finding the key. I'm almost breaking and finding the answer solutions. I'm ready to uncover the problem. Open up, knock, knock here, cause the number 9, nearly 1, 2, 4, oh no. Making a mess, my counting the best. I guess I should clean this all up and go home.